guys. So this video is pretty much unplanned. I just had decided to talk. But there's one thing I wanted to do before I get to the topic that I actually want to talk about in this video. That's apologize for what I said in my last video. I don't necessarily retract what I said, but I do want to apologize for how strongly I came across, and if I came across as mean or anything like that. That was not my intention. And one thing I realized was that I had done to people who watched it was about Harry Potter was exactly what had been done to me about Chronicles of Narnia, and in just criticizing it for and coming across as really cruel. And maybe that wasn't the intention, but that's how I came across, and I just want to apologize for that. And genuinely, I apologize most sincerely. And some of the comments were just honestly breaking my heart. Someone said, like, this is what made opinions like this that made me not like Christians or something. That just breaks my heart. Seriously, it grieves me, because I want to be a good representation of Christ, not a poor one. And that's kind of there's an author I love called Sheldon Van Auken, who one of his statements is the best evidence for God are Christians and the best evidence against God are Christians. And I want to be the best evidence for, not the best evidence against. So again, just an apology for what I said. I shouldn't have said what I did, or I shouldn't have said it the way I did anyway. Another thing, so now, let's get on with what the actual topic of this video is. So one thing I love to do is study the characters. And kind of the character pairings and the contrasting and all that kind of stuff. One thing that's really interesting to me is the interaction between Eustace and Reepicheep in the Voyage of the Dawn Treader. And as I was thinking about it tonight, I just realized just how real it is. Eustace is the person, he's a dragon at that moment, but he has gone off away from the happy crowd by himself because he's depressed. He's hating himself. And he doesn't want to be a burden to his friends, and that's why he doesn't speak up. He doesn't, try to communicate to them. Of course, he can't talk at that moment, but he doesn't try to communicate to them how he's feeling. He goes off by himself to wallow in his pain and his guilt and all that kind of stuff. And one character notices this and is there for him. And I think so often, and I mean, I haven't struggled with mental illness, but I know it's hard. I don't mean that's an understatement. But I know enough about it to know that so often people do this. People, when they're feeling depressed, instead of going to their people, they don't know how to express how they're feeling, and they go off by themselves, or they go off alone and all that kind of stuff, whatever, because it's so hard to know. So I want to say, who have you been a Reepicheep for? Because either you have been a Reepicheep, you are currently being a Reepicheep, or you will be some point, and you need to be a Reepicheep, because Reepicheep is, let's think about what Reepicheep is. He is feisty, he is caring, he is loving, he is there for people. And yeah, he has his flaws. He's not a perfect character. I mean, he's arrogant sometimes. He's annoying. But the core is caring and loving, and of course an undying, sorry, I'm getting started. I'm a squirrel. An unwavering faith in Aslan. But he is just there. And another thing that he does is he doesn't go and enlist to Eustace everything that you've done wrong, which can be the temptation. And look, there might be times where we have friends that are being dumb and we need to shake them by the shoulders and say, hey pal, quit being stupid. Or, hey, pal, you're being a kind of a jerk. Why don't you stop it? But there are times where that's not needed. Our friends need us to be loving and caring and be there for us and be there for them. And to not be judgmental and not try to fix the problem. Rinpoche did not try to fix him because that wasn't his job. His job was to be loving and caring and be there. Be present in the moment. And who came along and actually healed or whatever. Aslan. It's not up to us to fix. We can't fix. There's no way we can fix. And if we try to fix everything, it won't work. We can be there. We can be kind. We can be loving. And it might be in a lot of ways. It might be holding them while they cry and not saying anything. It might be, hey, let's talk about something fun and enjoyable. It might be, let's have ice cream and watch a movie. Or, and don't get me wrong, there may be times where you need to intervene. There may be times where you need to say, no, we need to get this fixed. Again, I've said it before. I just said it. There might be times where you need to shake them by the shoulders and say, hey, you need to get help. Hey, you're being a jerk. Hey, you're being dumb. There might be times you need to do that. Or there might be times where you just need to be the friend. Or maybe you need to tell them, hey, you're good at this stuff. I see that you're gifted in this. I see that you're passionate. I know you're down on yourself right now, but this is what you can do well. You can do so many things well, and I love you. Another thing is, when have you been the Eustace? I'm not going to ask, have you been the Eustace? I'm going to say when. When have you been the Eustace? Because we've all been the Eustace. Whether Eustace is whether you've been Eustace when you're actually struggling with mental illness like depression and anxiety. Or maybe you've been a Eustace when you're just feeling lonely or sad or bad about yourself. Hey, I think we had a lot of people being Eustaces during COVID quarantine. I was being a Eustace during quarantine so often. I was just lonely. I was sad. I was depressed. I'm an extrovert, so I love people. I was lonely. I hated it. I hated life for a while. I hated it. And like, there was an experience I had just a week ago where I was stressed with my job. I thought I had the flu because my stomach was hurting so bad I thought I was going to throw up. I couldn't eat because I was so anxious and having so much anxiety and stress about this. And I internalized it for like a week because I didn't want to bring my boss down to my parents because my mom actually knows her and I didn't want to make her look bad and all that kind of stuff. And when I finally told my mom the release and the amazing and how wonderful it felt, how great I felt was, whatever I felt was great, and we didn't solve the problem right away. And guess what? How I solved the problem ended up being I had to quit that job because I was having so much stress and anxiety about it. And we didn't solve anything. And when I talked to my mom about it that first time, we had settled that I wasn't feeling well and needed to stay home that next day. But we didn't settle the problem. But I felt better when I talked about it. Rinpoche didn't solve Eustace's problems, but he was present. He was there. He was the friend. He was the loving one who came alongside him and helped him in the moment. And here's the scoop. Here's where the chili meets the cheese, my friends. If you are a Eustace right now, and you don't have someone coming to be a Rinpoche, you either need new people, or you need to be more real with the people you already have. And if you are real with people, and they judge you, then you need new people. That's just the way it is. And look, I'm not pretending. I know it because I don't fully get it. I don't even. No, I don't understand it fully at all. But I do know the right people will be a Reaper Cheap for you. And we need the Reaper Cheaps in our lives. It's not a you, it's a we. We all need them in our lives. We all need the people that will come alongside us. And yeah, and there might be times where they need to give you the slap on the side of the head. Or there might be times when, again, they just need to cry with you. There's a spiritual parallel. There's a similar situation in the Bible. Again, I'm a Christian. I can't help but talk about Christ. Just the way it is. But, and I make no apologies for that. Ever. I will never apologize for it. You won't hear it. But there's a book in the Bible called Job. Sorry. Where he loses everything. And it's a long, complicated story, but he loses everything. He loses all his possessions. He loses all of his children. All of his children. Parents, can you imagine that? Anyone who's not even parents, can you imagine losing basically your entire family? But he has friends who come with him. And for the first 7 days, they sit with him and cry with him, or they're just there for him. And then they start talking and do all their philosophical thoughts, and that's when they start causing problems. Now, you might say, well, Reaper Chief talked. Yeah, but he didn't try to solve it and say, well, Eustace, I think this is happening because of this. I think this is why. No, he was just there. He was just cared for him. He showed him his love. He was a friend. So, So, you might need to be. So whether in this moment, so today, when you're watching this, you are in a state of being a Eustace, where you are stuck, where you don't know what you can do, where you're all alone, where you're alone in a crowd of people, because that's what I think Eustace was. I have experienced that so much. Or whether you're in a place where you have a friend who's the Eustace and you need to go be the Reaper Cheap. So I encourage you, if you're the Eustace, don't wallow. Don't sit apart from the campfire crying. Go and find one person to be your Reaper Cheap. You might have to go looking for the Reaper Cheap. I had to go looking for the Reaper Cheap. I had to step out and tell my mom what was going on. Or I had to tell my friends, hey, I'm struggling with this. And it could be anyone in your life, just someone that you can trust. Please, 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 please. Or maybe you're the one, you needed to go be the Reaper Cheap. Be a good Reaper Cheap. Don't go and try to explain away and say, well, it's not really that bad, or this is this. Maybe you just need to be there for them. And I don't know what that is. I don't know how you comfort them. Because I can't tell you that. You have to figure it out. I don't know how to best be the Reaper Cheap. You know how to be the best. You have to figure that out. And it might even just be the person might reject in that moment. You might say, hey, I'm here if you need to talk. Whatever. I don't know what it is. Don't give up if they push you away. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just be there for them. Keep loving them. Keep caring for them. And always, and never give up. And if you're the Eustace, never give up. Never give up. So basically that's it. So yeah. Anyway. So whether C.S. Lewis meant to or not, I think he had a lot to say about mental health. Or at least in this time. And anyway, I just think that's what I wanted to share that with you. And if you have any more thoughts, any thoughts on this, or if you are in a state of being a Reepicheep, being a Eustace, excuse me, and you feel like you don't have a Reepicheep, I don't know, maybe start a conversation in the comments below if that's what you're comfortable with. I don't know. But be kind, be caring. But anyway, I'm just hope that this is helpful, because, and that you're enjoying these videos as much as I'm enjoying making them. And again, I hope to next week put out a video again with my friend. That's the plan anyway, that's what we're planning. And we're actually planning to start a series going through like each of the books. But if you have any other topics you'd like us to cover, or anything you're interested in, please let us know in the comments below. And again, if you like what you see, please like this video, or give it a thumbs up if you like it, comment below, and hit that share and subscribe button. I don't even know where they are on the screen. But anyway, I hope you have a great night, my fellow Narnia nerds, and alright, so that's it. Bye guys.